Hi, guys, and welcome to the 51st episode of the weekly trading wrap up, where we talk about the weekend markets from a trader's perspective, what to focus on, and what to ignore. So let's begin. We start with the S&P 500, as usual, Monday. Red arrow here denotes Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Devastating week. Monday started out okay, but then Tuesday onward, the market was falling, okay, because everybody was saying that the AI trend is over, it's overvalued, it's way overdone, and it's time that the bubble burst and the air gets let out somewhat from this bubble. Okay, that was at least the narrative going into this week. Okay, but first let's just talk about the technical picture. Let's get rid of that arrow. Okay, technical picture. Still bullish. I hate to say it, but look, let's bring in the moving averages. Okay, look. All moving averages, especially the 50 and the 200, upward sloping. On Friday, we touched the 50 and then moving up, okay? So the technical picture is still fairly bullish, okay? Despite all the massive doom that is coming out of the press, I guess, FinTwit, whatever, what have you. I guess this market's going to burst and die with the AI Phoenix. Not Phoenix, but the AI Icarus, I should say, that flew too close to the sun and got its wings burnt off. I guess not. To me, I just don't see it. Okay, we have maximum fear. The market barely went down, and on Friday we had some very, very bullish, contrarian type bullish action. Okay, so technically speaking, we're still bullish. All the moving averages are doing well. Okay, now we always pair it with sentiment. So what does sentiment say? Let's just close these. Let's hide these moving averages. What does sentiment say? Fear and greed index. Extreme fear. We actually went down to like 14 at one point when the market was like here, this spike lower. We were at 14, but then we still recovered to like 21. Still had massive fear. Everything here is fear. Extreme fear. Extreme fear. Put calls. Everybody, especially on Friday, was buying a lot of calls. Right? Oh, we have neutral market volatility because it's, I guess, at around 20. But everything else is like an extreme fear or fear, okay, with sentiment in the toilet. Okay, very tough. I guess this is what people think is going to happen when the AI trend dies. Who knows? What about AAII investor sentiment? We always look at that too. Well, this week we have a little bit less of the bears. I would be surprised. But also the bulls went down. Okay, basically we're at fairly average levels for bullishness and still very bearish. I should say, more bearish than the average of 31. So we're still very bearish. Combine the two, massive bearishness, and we're still technically okay. We hugged the 50 here. We touched the 50, and we're probably going higher, okay? So the sentiment analysis for me, because it's so bearish, it's bullish for the market. So what happened in the macro side of things this week? Not much. We got the ISM manufacturing that came out at 48.7, still contracting. The sector has been contracting for a long time, since 2022, and yet the market has been going up because, but also manufacturing is important, but the U.S. is a services economy, and we also had services come out. So what do the services say? ISM services, PMIs came out 52.4. That's good because last month we had 50. We were almost getting ready to crater. Okay, because 50 for the services, if you look back 10 years, it's pretty low. Okay, but now we're starting to come back. Services are making a comeback. So that's pretty good. The economy is not cratering. Okay, and last time I checked, tech is in services, but whatever. So the macro is fairly okay, nothing really collapsing. and the technicals are fairly good. So now we go to the third part of our segment, which is things that interest me. One of the things that interested me is the action on Friday here on this candle. It's very important. We had a huge sell-off, maximum pessimism after Michael Burry comes out and tweets that everything's massively overvalued, and he has a massive short position on Palantir. Palantir, my friends. Okay. How is that? Almost like a carbon copy of the S&P. It touched, after the bearishness, it touched the 50, and yet it's still holding. Still holding the 50, still a series of higher highs and higher lows. Technically, nothing is broken on Palantir, even though there's massive bearish sentiment out on it, just like SPY. Okay, but what I really wanted to talk to you about is the action on SPY on Friday. So let's go to the 15-minute chart. I don't know why it has this large orange sun coming to attack us. Let's go back to the day. It's because I have my view right here. Let's move this higher for now. Okay. A 15-minute chart. Okay, this is important to see, okay? Maybe 10, can we have 10 minutes? Yeah, okay, I saw this even better on the 10-minute chart, okay? On Friday, you have the gap down open, okay? This is what you want to see during capitulation type of events. Okay, for the whole week, it's been going down. So yeah, look, gap down, recover, but back down on Thursday. But here, on Friday, we gap down, and then we had this period between 10:30 after the first hour, all the way to around noon. Okay, you had a very slow drift down, okay? This was happening. This is what you want to see if you're a bull waiting for the downtrend and momentum to break, okay? You had the RSI where we had positive divergence where the price kept going down, but the RSI is upward sloping. So there we have some technicals that are on our side. But here is a lot of put buying occurred near the bottom here. And you can tell from our fear and greed index here, like if you look at the, where is it here? The put call ratio here, the 5-day average, we're at extreme fear. So at this point in SPY, everybody was buying puts, and the market makers who are selling puts to the people who are buying had to delta hedge by selling stocks. So you had little down drips of selling in stocks here, probably from delta hedging of the market makers. Okay, but once the put buyers stopped buying, there was nothing left to take this market down. So rip in your face rally. That's what usually happens right after. Okay, and when you have this kind of extreme sentiment, with an extreme put call ratio and everything at extremes, all the news is negative, and everybody stops protecting themselves, this is what happens. You have a rip your face off rally. This is why I think that we might be over when it comes to this down move, and we're probably getting ready to go higher. I mean, you can see this in the daily chart. It was a huge wick. Morning sell-off finishes much higher, okay, on nice volume. Now, it's not 100%. It's just a good sign that this trend might be reversing, especially since we're getting very close. We were very, very close to extreme levels without anything major happening, okay? Just people thinking that the AI bubble is going to die. I don't know, okay? So to me, this is a very interesting technical and setup for a move higher in SPY going forward, okay? That's what I noticed on Friday. And the other thing that I noticed, okay, is, well, let's call it the critical metals play, okay? You guys know that I like to follow general trends and get in on them when they have fundamental news backing them up, and then I look for the technicals to enter for timing, okay? So the fundamental thing that I've always been covering recently, and I don't want to get into it again because you all know my thoughts on gold, okay? It's doing amazing. The fundamental move, it ripped. This is gold. And now it's consolidating. To me, this is a buy point. I mentioned it last week. I bought GDXJ mostly. And I entered when it hit the 50-day. Okay, the first hit of a 50-day after a move is great. We have already talked about that before. But for me, the critical metals play is more interesting. Okay, you have MP Materials, you have UAMY, okay? So let's start with MP materials. Okay? Revisiting what we said before. We have a fundamental backdrop for rare earths and critical metals playing out in the world stage, okay? I mean, you can see it if we're doing MP, but let's go to UAMY for now, okay? Just to make you see that there is a fundamental play for stuff like antimony and rare earths, okay? So why, I mean, you're going to get a spike like this and a spike down. You don't know when to enter. This move now is a fundamentally strong move, and if you missed it, you're looking for a way to enter. This is very parabolic, so you have to wait till the technicals settle to enter, okay? And we had no technical picture except here. If you can ignore this action, we were really consolidating here. So I entered a bit of antimony here, United States Antimony Company. I entered it here with options, okay? But I also entered it on Friday here after this big spike up, okay? And the reason why I want to be in antimony is because, like, if you read some of the stuff here, the fundamental, like here, okay, Alaska's new mining rush chases something more coveted than gold. Okay, so if you look at this article, okay, I'm going to put it here for you guys. You can always go to TradingView; it's free, and you can read it. Okay, it's basically highlighting the fact that antimony is a very, very sought after metal in the defense industry, and more valuable than gold. Okay, and China and the U.S. are basically in a battle over antimony resources. Okay, because they are very, very valuable, fairly rare, and the U.S. isn't producing as much as China is. Okay, and if you could read the article, you can see that the U.S. China is trying to block the U.S. in certain ways geopolitically from getting antimony so they can secure their resources. It really is a global battle for resources right now, akin to the 19th century colonialist push by European powers to garner more resources. It's almost the same to me. Okay, now you have two big boys, two tribes going to war between China and the U.S. over resources. Okay, and if you keep reading here, you'll see the fundamentals of antimony are super positive. Okay, the price has 4x'd in the past year. It's like people are scouring the earth to find it. Okay, even the states. So you have a lot of, like, the Defense Department backing up antimony and all that. So you want to be in this, and now you're looking for fundamentally, this is good. So now you're looking for a technical reason to buy. Okay, I'm buying here, and in the end, after this big move, okay, on Friday, I bought more, but not because of anything that UAMY did, but mostly because of MP. Okay, so yes, I played this, I got out of it, I made some money, and now I'm looking to re-enter MP. Okay, after a big move, it starts going down. There is no technical reason to be in it right here, okay, except on Friday. Now we have a technical reason. Okay, we hit after a big move. Okay, went from 100 to basically 50, a 50% haircut. You're going to get these moves in resource stocks. Okay, if you're new to the resource sector, expect these 30, minus 50% moves in bull markets. Okay, this is why it's very, very tough to make money in bull markets. People get scared and leave here, and then it goes higher. Okay, but here they announced earnings. Okay, MP announced earnings and they beat. Okay, still negative. Okay, they beat minus 10 cents. They were expecting to get 17 cents per share loss, and they only got 10, which was pretty good, and the revenues were pretty good. And the reason, if you read more fundamentally into their report, you will see that the reason their revenues weren't that high was because they were not allowed to sell to China. Okay, like we said, there's a resource war going on. They're not allowed to sell their two main rare earths to China, so they took a little bit of a hit. But, and there's a big but, it's going to be more than made up for by the Defense Department and the Trump administration's investment in this company and in the rare earths that it will produce. Okay, and they even said that this is going to be the last quarter where we're going to lose money. We're going to start making money from now on. Okay, so this is where you get this massive. In the morning, you saw people were taking it below $50, 48, 40. I even think I saw 47 print, if I'm not mistaken, pre-market. But you can see intraday that they were really accumulating it. Okay, and if you see this technical pattern here, it's a bullish engulfing candle. Okay, this is a very technically powerful bullish indicator, and I was waiting for something to re-enter. So this is when I started buying MP, because fundamentally we're in a segment, the critical element segment that I want to be in, and I was just looking for a technical reason to re-enter. So I re-entered MP here on Friday based on that and the earnings report. Okay, and because of that, I also took a position in antimony, and as you can see, they all will move together. So this is when I started buying antimony as well, along my MP. Okay, but there are other games in town. It's like, we have lag for lithium. That is not as good. Okay, because there really wasn't a technical reason, and earnings are coming up. We'll see what happens. Lithium is good. Let's see if it catches a bid going forward as a sympathy bid with MP and UAMY. And the other one that I really like is UUUU, although this one is not really a technical reason as well, because this is rare earths and uranium. It didn't set up as well as MP. For me, the best move out of all of them is MP, this bullish engulfing candle, okay? That's why I'm in it. UUU, we did a trade on it. We made money on it, but now we're just waiting for another reason to enter, and I didn't feel that see that the technical reason is not there yet to enter it. Okay, I need more of a sign, if you will, because this is just straight down. I don't see any technical reason to buy it. Okay, I will. I'm just looking for it. Okay, but not right now. For me, the big move was in MP and in UAMY. Okay, so to recap, I like the critical metal space, looking to enter it again. S&P 500, SPY. Touch the 50, huge wick. I love this. Let's get rid of this for now. But just the technical action here, I love it. I think we're washed out. The sentiment is like extreme fear. AAII is still very fearful, but getting to be bullish. Okay, so I would suspect that in the next leg up, we're going to get sentiment at extreme bullishness, and the bears are going to start dropping off, because at this point, you can't stand in front of this market. Okay, so I'm bullish. I think we could have seen, based on this intraday action, we could have seen this day, Friday, November 7th, as the low of this down move, and we're heading higher I'm expecting a Santa Claus rally into the end of the year. Okay, first a Black Friday rally, then a Santa Claus rally. Okay, that's it, guys. Talk to you next week. Later.